Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 68. My name is Jason Erpelding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and BuyandSellDVC.com.
And today is May 25th, 2022. I will tell you, I feel like our camera is farther away than normal. Is that normal? Or is
I don't know. I feel it might be a little farther away. Maybe people are complaining that they're seeing too much of us. So
maybe we're going for a new angle. I like it. So the 11-month window from today is going to be April 25th, 2023. Yeah. And the 7-month window is going to be December 25th, 2022.
Happy Christmas.
So yes, Merry Christmas. We have 7 months to plan your Christmas. So there's plenty of warning there. So anyway, so remember, folks, we have a Facebook group. We have Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers on the Buy and Sell YouTube page. So please be sure to hit the like button and be sure to hit the subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell notification button. Is there a button?
I don't know.
Okay. So speaking of Facebook groups, I was just wondering if you have a Facebook group that's not Disney related out there.
That I just like participate in or enjoy or...
Yeah, either you enjoy how good it is, how bad it is, or...
Honestly, most of my time is spent in the Disney groups. I was trying to think, there's not many other non-Disney groups I'm in besides I'm in like a sales group. Like it's sales for sales pros, just like business type ideas, or like there's a Facebook marketing / hack group that I'm in that sometimes look through different things for, or barbecue, like for smoking / barbecue, a pit boss group and another barbecue group I'm in, just to get ideas and look at pictures of other people's wonderful dinners and wish that I could make them.
Do you get good ideas or good recipes or?
Yeah, a lot of times I do. I mean, I do like to barbecue and smoke. It's been probably a couple of weeks since I've done anything outside, but I do like to follow them and get good ideas and stuff like that. So yeah, they're very helpful, and especially with like the smokers group, it's a lot of helpful people. Like other groups, like maybe like the sales stuff, there could be a little more battles back and forth, maybe a little more drama, versus when people are like, smoking and showing a brisket or their pork butt or whatever it is. It's a lot of people are newbies. If you go into like a sales group and somebody's a newbie, I'm sure you can probably picture, they could get, for lack of better terms, roasted a little bit possibly. But I find that with these barbecue groups, a lot of times people are really helpful to the people who are just starting out and trying to get their wisdom onto them. So they're very, very helpful groups.
That's good. Yeah.
How about you?
Well, so, I mean, the one group I will tell you that comes to mind is a Blackstone group that I'm in. Or actually, I will tell you, I think I've left the group. Because, so we got a Blackstone.
Was Ty bullying you in there? He's got Blackstone too. Were you in there and he was making fun of you?
So we got a Blackstone for Christmas, and I'm really new to it and everything. So you go in this group, and of course, the first thing is like how to season your grill, right? So like you do a search for different posts, you find it. Well, then once you're in, and then of course I thought it was going to be a lot of recipes, like you're mentioning, like in the smokers group. But this Blackstone group is basically every day is posts of how to season your grill. And I just opened up my Blackstone from not using it for 2 months, and it looks like this. What do I need to do? And it's the same post every time. So I had to join a Blackstone a recipe group, and then that's where you get the information on different recipes you can make and things like that.
That's interesting. There's a lot of similar stuff with the barbecue and smoking groups. A lot of it's the same basic stuff over and over again. We're talking about the 3-2-1 method for ribs. It's the same stuff, but I wonder if I'm sure there's probably barbecue like recipe groups, and maybe that's something interesting that I should look into. That's a very good idea. I like that.
Yeah, the reason is because we have our Facebook group, and to me, with our Facebook group, I like it because you have so many members in there with so much experience. I mean, you got DVC going back to 1992, so so someone can go in there and say, "Hey, my wife and I just discovered DVC. We're thinking about buying 200 points. Where should we own and why?" And then, that person's going to get, all sorts of comments going in all sorts of different directions. But still, it's nice that they're able to get feedback. It's not, so, I always think that's good. But the Facebook group, of course, I feel like it's a new thing, like within the last I don't know, 5 to 7 years maybe.
Yeah, I would think something like that.
And,
It's taken off a lot since then.
So anyway, I just thought, so hopefully one of our Facebook group is one of your favorites. Hopefully you find it enjoyable, gives out information. Hopefully you're able to provide information, because again, you got everything. You got, members are saying, hey, I'm looking to add on resale. Should I buy the same use share? You can get your answer, things like that.
And we always encourage questions in there too, because there is, again, a plethora of people who have a lot of DVC and Disney knowledge. So we always say, if you've got a question, please feel free to ask it, because if you have that question, there's probably 10 other people who have that question as well, at least. So yeah, always ask your questions in there.
So, we're going to start out on the buy and sell DVC side. So, I just put this question on here, like on the rental side, like when you're dealing with the rentals, that's mainly people, like my question is, do you ever feel pressure on the rental side? When I mean pressure, like
I was asking you to elaborate for a second. So
right, on the resale side, what happens is, because number one, people don't have an enormous amount of time. So, they come in, a lot of times they come in with, 1 or 2 questions about DVC, like, oh, my friend said I should check out DVC. What is this all about? And you almost have to figure out a way to answer that question in 2 to 3 minutes to try to get them interested in DVC, because if you can answer that question wrong, like they can be turned away from DVC and then they never get the opportunity to learn about it. It may be the best thing for their family, because sometimes it's like I watch these families and they get exposed to DVC. They end up buying DVC. They end up having these wonderful vacations. I see them posting different things on Facebook. And I'm like, sometimes I feel pressure, because I'm like, and obviously Disney Vacation Club does a tremendous job marketing. So the more people that are exposed to DVC, the more people that learn about DVC and then that decide to become owners, they're just going to create family memories that they wouldn't create without the vacation club. So sometimes I feel pressure because, someone will call me up and they'll say, what are the annual dues at Boardwalk? And it's like, okay, the annual dues at Boardwalk are, but, it's like, I feel pressure because, like if I don't, like I could lead them in a path. I want to be able to explain DVC to them. And if I answer it incorrectly, they may just, end the phone call. They don't get to learn about DVC. And then 5 years from now, they're not at the Boardwalk having a, fantastic stay. So I don't know. On the rental side, it's more, because those people are generally already coming to Disney. It's like, am I going to rent from Disney? Am I going to rent from DVC-Rental? Am I going to stay off property? Am I going to do this?
Yeah, so there's less pressure like that. The most pressure we mostly have is that, these people are coming to Disney, they're putting in their booking forms, and the pressure is just trying to get the stuff booked as fast as possible before it sells out, or before possibly they change their minds, which some people have been doing recently. And if it's more than 7 months out, we need an owner for that resort. So somebody comes in looking for, beach club, we're scrambling trying to find a beach club owner. So there's different types of pressure. It's very different than what you have, but a lot of times it's, they've come in, once the booking form comes in, it's like, all right, we're ready to go. We booked this room, or there's pressure we have to find this, we have to get this, we have to find the member who can book it. Can they do it? Do we have the login for them? So there's a lot of stuff back and forth. So it's different types of pressure, but we definitely pressure on the DVC side, on the rental side as well.
Yeah, and of course, and you have all of your advertising going on as well, because some people, they may look back and say, okay, they see a family renting from you for 5 straight years. They're like, well, how is that family, able to go to Disney 5 years in a row? Well, it's, if this person would check out DVC-Rental, they might realize that they're saving, I don't know, anywhere from 30 to 40% booking it through DVC-Rental, not paying for parking, all these things. Next thing you know, if they discover you, all of a sudden they're going more often, they're experiencing, because at the end of the day, our business is, for the most part, our business is fun,
Yeah.
It's Disney
stress, but it's fun.
Yeah, Disney Vacation Club is an incredible program, whether you're on the resale side or the rental side. It's just, you buy points, it's flexible, you book stays, it's going to save you money if you use it. So, either side, rental, it's fantastic. And I was just going to mention, like I saw, because this was in another Facebook group where I saw the other day where the person was, he was a new member, and I believe he was going to to the bank to get a bank check to send in his final funds, and it said Disney Vacation Club. And so the person said, "Oh, Disney Vacation Club, what exactly is that?" And then all of a sudden, he went to explain to the bank teller what Disney Vacation Club is, and he realized that he didn't really know how to explain it in a format that was useful, but that was also, under 3 to 5 minutes. So then he posted, he was like, "How do you guys explain it to people without, taking 60 minutes?" So I thought that was interesting, because again, it is one of those, it's, like someone goes shopping for a refrigerator. It's, a refrigerator is something that probably everybody has purchased in their entire life. They know they need a refrigerator, but Disney Vacation Club is a product that if you don't know what it is, you have to understand it and learn it before you can become an owner. So
yeah, truthfully, if you're also going for a fridge, I mean, there's probably you kind of want the side-by-side model, or the French doors, or this. So you've got a couple things. So when you walk into a Lowe's or Home Depot, whatever it is, you probably sit there and go, okay, these 2 or 3 fridges match what I want, and then just try to narrow it down. Where Disney Vacation Club, there's so much to learn and so many choices that it's obviously a lot more extensive than just trying to buy a refrigerator.
Right. I mean, and of course, it's the concept of, wait, what exactly is this? It's a vacation ownership. Because some people, sometimes I fall into the trap, because you can go through a period of time where everyone that's buying resale and everyone that's selling resale, has done it before. 5 to 8 times they've done transactions, and they're just like, okay, I want to buy this property, put this listing on the market, I want to list it for this. And you can fall in those cycles, but then you can also fall in those cycles where people are saying, what is a U-share? Yeah. They don't know anything about DVC, and there's a whole category of people just being exposed to it for the first time, when there's a lot of people out there that, they have the attitude of, it's been around since 1992. Everyone knows what DVC is at this point. Yeah. But it's not the case. So, and I just want to add again, if you're thinking about the best thing to do is to look at a point calculator and plug in different vacation dates for when you might go. Because some people say, I have a family, they come and they say, I have a family of 5. How many points do I need? Well, I don't know. What size room are you wanting to stay in? What time of year do you want to stay in? Do you have a particular resort that you want to stay? So you just sit down, you use the point chart, you can plug in a check-in date, a check-out date. It's going to give you the point total for all the different resorts, all the different room sizes. Then you're going to want to figure out if you're going to make reservations 7 to 11 months in advance, or you're going to make them less than 7 months. Figure out the resort that you like best. If you're not ready to buy, go to DVC-Rental. Yeah. Rent your points. You're going to experience DVC without having to purchase DVC, and you get to save money. Yeah. So, it's I
always joke around, and the thing I said for years, it's kind of like taking DVC out for a test drive. Like, you're buying a car, you want to take it out for a test drive first, you're thinking of becoming, a DVC member. Sometimes you might want to rent first and see how everything works and just take it out and see if it's good for your family. Or you can sit there and rent a studio from us and go, you know what, we should have gone with the 1-bedroom, or you know what, this was a nice resort, but maybe we should try something else. It's definitely beneficial. They work hand in hand. You can rent first, then go and purchase something. Once you've got everything narrowed down, you say, this is exactly what I'm looking for. These are the points I need.
Plus, you can figure out the different transportation and everything. Yeah. So, yeah. So anyway, and again, the pressure is a privilege. So it's good pressure, but it's like, it's just one of those products that you really wish everyone could, learn about DVC, because most people, when they say they buy into DVC, they say, I wish I would have bought in sooner.
Yeah.
So
that was with our family as well. Same for many, many people. But you have to do it when it's right for you. And that's how I try to talk myself into it over the years. It's like, okay, we looked at it a couple years earlier, but we waited when it was perfect for us. And I wanted to personally wait until we had enough money just to pay it off and not take a loan on it personally. So that was just, for us, I was like, right. Afterwards, you kick yourself. You're like, I should have bought this 5 years earlier when I first looked at it. But to go back and say, you know what, it's fine. It worked out the way it was supposed to work out, because I got it when, we were ready for it. So, but yeah, we fall in that same boat of wish we had bought earlier. So now we're on to Scott's food review.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
So for today's food review, we're going somewhere where I have not gone before. I wanted to try something completely different. And we went over to Disney Springs and we went to Wine Bar George, which I've heard very good things about. A little more on the expensive side. We went to go for lunch, which is a little less expensive. What I found a little odd about Wine Bar George is that we got there probably around to the area around 11:30, and everything else is, this is Disney Springs. Everything is open and it's jumping, and we go to Wine Bar George and I walk up to the door and I pull the handle and just locked. I'm like, okay, I guess we had a 12 o'clock reservation, which I guess is their first reservation for the day. They don't open a second before noon. So everything else is jumping around. All the other restaurants have their doors open and there's people coming and going and there's laughing and fun, and they are locked shut. So at 12:01, they finally opened the door and they're like, hold on. They put like their little A-frame sign outside with like wine lists or something on it. And then they allowed you to go in. But really, really nice. It was a really nice restaurant, bar, beautiful woods in there. I was very, very impressed. We were actually, when they opened the doors, there were a bunch of families now waiting, but we were right there. So we were the first ones in the restaurant. It's all open downstairs, but they walked us upstairs where it's all nice little area, and there's outside seating as well on a big balcony overlooking Disney Springs, which is really nice. They sat us down, and the next person they bring into the whole place, and one of the only people that they have the whole time upstairs, this person I guess asked to be seated outside. So they seat them outside, literally right next to us. So there's nobody in the restaurant except this one lady sitting by herself where there's just a window between us, and we're just like, I'm looking at her the whole time. And she's literally right there. So nobody inside, nobody outside, but they put this person literally like you and I are like sitting by each other almost. It was like just a little awkward. But really, it was just amusing to me. This restaurant has the smallest menu I have ever seen out of any restaurant ever. At lunchtime, they have some appetizers, and then they have 3 entrees, 2 sandwiches, and steak frites, which is steak on top of French fries. So, I mean, that's it. That's all they offer. They have like a share, like a steak that you can share for 2 for like $80. But for like lunch, I mean, there's literally 3 items on the menu. So I got the chicken salad.
Let me ask you this, is that a positive for you or a negative?
It's a negative. I mean, I think that the more options you have for people, the better you're going to be. But I checked the menu before we went there, so I knew what to expect. And they had stuff on there that I was cool with, So I was like, all right, I'll try this. And I got the chicken salad sandwich. It was $15, roasted tomatoes, brioche roll, and house-made chips. It was a good chicken salad sandwich. It was a little heavier with onion flavor. My wife picked it up more than I did. I guess I like onion a little more than she does. She was like, it's very heavy on the onion. And it was when I thought about it. Chips were just average. I asked for them to bring over like a little side of ranch and dip them in the ranch. There's nothing wrong with the chips at that point. But it was very good. I don't think this sandwich is going to blow anybody away. And for $15, it's a little pricey for what you get. But I scored a 7.2. But they also have a DVC, an annual pass discount, which is really nice, 10% off. And again, the restaurant itself is beautiful. And they've got the outdoor seating on the terrace on the second level. So I would definitely go back here. I mean, there's a chance I could order this again, but wasn't blown away by it. But it was
So there's
solid.
only 2 other options?
Only 2 other options.
So what were the other options that you chose there?
There was the steak frites, and there was something called a BLT, bacon, lettuce, and tomato, BLT plus C, plus cheese. It has a cheese sauce on it as well. And now that Jason has ruined it, that's going to be mentioned.
I mean, if there's only 3 items on the menu.
That's going to be mentioned on a later episode. But again, solid 7.2, nothing blows you away. $15, a little expensive, but fantastic location, beautiful restaurant. Our server was a little odd. He was just a little like cold. I watched other servers and they seemed to be really, really nice. And they were, great. Our guy was just like very business-like and just like didn't really interact with us and wasn't a great server, but still pleasant. And I mean, it's one of those things that doesn't blow you away, but really great location. I've heard really good things about that like $80 steak that you can share at night. I'm not going to get an $8 steak for lunch. But really, really like location. Beautiful inside. I would definitely go back.
It's interesting, though, that they would choose
menu,
a chicken salad sandwich is only one of 3 items.
I
feel like it should be a Reuben or something.
I mean, they also have like charcuterie boards and stuff. Where I'm going, I don't want that for lunch. But again, literally 3 items on, and again, I knew this going into it, but two sandwiches and steak frites. So I think they could do a lot better job with the menu, but food was decent. And again, love the location. I enjoyed the restaurant. We'll definitely check it out again. Sort of like dark woods, industrial feel, like pipes and like Edison light bulbs hanging around. So it was really cool inside. I really enjoyed the restaurant.
And by the time you left, was it packed or 75% full?
Maybe halfway full. But I mean, it was an interesting place, and I did enjoy it. I don't want to say that it was like not bad in any way. I enjoyed it. For what you get, a little expensive, but it's Disney, so it's kind of par for the course. But just three regular items on the menu was just odd. Luckily, it was stuff they said, okay, we could eat these, but increase your menu, make it better.
Or put a Reuben on
Put a burger on there, a Reuben, I mean, anything. Yeah. Chicken salad, BLT, and steak fries. It's like that's all you have on your lunch menu in a big restaurant. Just odd.
And now we're on to the DVC-rental part of the program.
So on the rental side, I just want to mention that the new Grand Floridian section, which they're calling the Resort Studios, went live about 2 weeks ago at this point. And there's still lots of inventory. They have standard lagoon theme park view. So their lagoon view is the lake view. They've added the theme park view. So there's a lot of availability that's popped up for the next 11 months. For a lot of people who don't know, DVC sells out sometimes 7, 11 months in advance. There's been not much left for the whole summer and through, especially October, November, December. There's still availability, which is really, really nice. They've also seen a little bit, because some people are switching over to these rooms, we're seeing availability at other resorts kind of pop up. So every now and then you're seeing a Bay Lake Tower room or a beach club room become available, just because somebody has switched over to these new Grand Floridian rooms. So now is a great time if you're looking for at least until, for the rest of this year, check it out because there is more availability than expected. One thing I do want to add, and I find odd in these rooms a little bit, I think we've mentioned this before, but just for the people who are watching again, the room has 2 queen beds, a pull-down bed, so the room still sleeps 5, just like the regular Grand Floridian DVC rooms. But again, 2 queen beds, which is a big deal and makes a lot of people happy. The rooms are a little bit larger than the regular Grand Floridian Studios as well. One of the reasons is also because they only have 1 bathroom versus 2 bathrooms in the room. So 1 shower versus 2, that could bother people. But the main kicker is that there is no kitchenette in the room. They have a coffee maker and a beverage cooler. There's missing the whole kitchenette wet bar area, so there's no microwave, there's no regular refrigerator, and there's no toaster. It's definitely what's specified because the beverage coolers that they mentioned, I believe, get down to 41 degrees. Whereas if you look online, I think you're supposed to keep dairy or medicines between like the 34 degrees to 38 degrees. So these beverage coolers, you really are not supposed to put dairy in them, can really mess you up if you've got milk or possibly medicines.
You're changing lives again with this information.
I know.
I did not know that.
So I don't know if this is going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people. I'm seeing a lot of people who are really, really excited about having the second queen bed in the room. But personally, for my family, I want a fridge and a microwave. I want to be able to, we're eating a lot of stuff.
Toaster.
I'm not using the toaster too much, but I saw online a lot of people were really upset because they said in the morning they want to make toast or bagels and they want those toasters. And I just don't know why.
Bagel.
Yeah, I don't know why Disney would not put these in the room, or especially if you're putting in this beverage cooler, the same exact space, it could very easily fit in just a regular refrigerator. Why would you risk it or have people worried about their medicines or worried about formula or milk, whatever it is you need to keep cold? It just doesn't make sense to me. But for me,
that'll be interesting to see if that's a trend going forward or if they
I hope it's not.
The
only thing I can think of is that possibly, remember, this is not a brand new building. These are existing rooms there at Grand Floridian. We don't know if the plumbing is not there or the electrical's not there, and they would have had to do a lot more extensive work than what they did right now, and maybe that's why they didn't do it. But otherwise, I can't figure out why Disney wouldn't have this basic stuff in the room that you can get in a Howard Johnson or a Motel 6. So
we got to play the game again. Predictions sure to go wrong. So, Scott, do you predict that in 6 months, the feedback on these rooms, because of the kitchenette, because of no fridge, no toaster oven, will be negative and Disney will change it, or it will stay the same and people will love it?
My initial thought is that Disney's going to change it, unless there's a specific reason, like there's a problem with the plumbing or problem with the electrical. Like maybe they say there's no electrical running over here, or we can't get or it's not made to have a microwave attached to it as well. But I have to imagine they're going to be getting complaints, and there's going to be some sort of changes made if Disney can. I mean, I've been doing Disney for a long time now. You have as well. Does it make any sense to you to have every single room on all the DVC rooms all have refrigerators and microwaves and a toaster, and then you've got these brand new Grand Floridian, which is their flagship resort, their most expensive resort, and you take away the basic amenities that, again, one-star hotels offer you.
I mean, again, I don't know what type of research. Like if they're doing research and they found that the microwaves only use 4.2% of the time in a studio or something.
But what does it hurt to have an $80 microwave in the room? It's Disney, don't get me wrong. They're probably paying $40 per microwave. But it's like, why would you not have that option there? People are heating up, stuff for their kids, macaroni and cheese, chicken nuggets. You're going to all these restaurants, you're bringing back doggy bags. I mean, you're going to heat this stuff back up, pizza, whatever it is. You need a microwave in the rooms. How do you not have a microwave? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Plus, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I should get into this subject or not, but
maybe not this episode. I think we've gone long.
My question is, so if someone has breast milk, can they put breast milk, or we're not experts on this subject? We should just.
I'm not experts. I think you're supposed to keep it cold, as I know you can freeze it. I think you're supposed to keep it refrigerated or colder. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, whether it's breast milk, regular milk, again, medicines.
So that would become a big deal, I would think, at some point if they say.
Anyway, I would think so. I don't know what you're doing, Disney. We love you, but I don't know what you're doing.
So thanks for tuning in. If you know the answer to that last question, let us know. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to get into our Facebook group and either ask questions or be there to help people out. We appreciate it. Thanks.
As a reminder, with the subscription stuff, Jason, I don't know if you mentioned, he's wearing this tie until we hit 1,000. I know we said we're trying to get to 1,000. I'm trying to get Jason out of this outfit so he can be a lot more comfortable like me. So please hit those subscribe buttons. Thank you. Have a great day.